Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Checking in on the market rundown. So bulls came out on top today for SPY, not notably, but just the fact that they didn't break the low of Friday after the Friday bears controlled the end of the day. Pretty low volume, certainly still under the 20-day average. And again, the market just patiently waiting for tech sector earnings, major names on Wednesday and Thursday. We've got Facebook, Google, Amazon, and then of course next week with the Fed meeting. So at this point, we're still watching the low of 296.70. The daily uptrend is intact. If we lose 296.70, that'll be a short-term shift, and weekly consolidation will be underway. And if the bulls can hold that level, every day they hold that level, in my opinion, is a victory for the bulls. So still a little bit timid in this range, but holding on. IWM dropping to lower lows, not significantly. It's a slow fade at this point that has us looking at weekly support of 150.76. Anything on the daily time frame under 155.43 is just a lower high. QQQ daily inside bar. Let me know if you are interested in IWM. I personally don't really care about IWM at all. I never trade it, and I look at it every now and again to get a general gauge of the market sentiment. But I very rarely ever get any useful information that I don't get from the financial sector, tech sector, and healthcare sector. So let me know in the comments if IWM is important to you. Otherwise, we're ditching it. QQQ, daily inside bar. So same thing as SPY. Short-term victory for the bulls just to not follow through with the bearish momentum from Friday. So the low of key support is 190.69. If bulls hold that level, they remain on top. And the tech sector was definitely a big reason why SPY held up well today. Apple was strong. Facebook was strong. So looking at QQQ to have a major reaction Wednesday and Thursday to those earnings. Financial sector holding on as well. We have this low, this little double bottom at 27.81 and 27.78. If the bulls can hold those levels and break 28.18, it would be a notable shift in momentum back in their favor to the recent high, keeping in mind that this weekly time frame right now is a potential bull flag. I personally would be surprised if it were to be a bull flag heading into the FOMC next week. But it's all about support holding, and right now, SPY, QQQ, and XLF are holding their short-term key support levels. XLV broke one of its support levels. Now we're just looking down at 91.50, and if 91.50 were to break, that would be notable in the short term, but again, very easily going to look for a weekly higher low to form because anything above 86.77 keeps this higher low pattern intact, and the bulls have a lot of space to work with at this point. Anything on the daily chart under 92.97 is just a lower high. Biotech sector still building the base of support down at $85. Until we close below that level, bulls are trading sideways and holding it. And key resistance is 87.15 and 88.07. Break 88 or break 87.15 and it will be a notable bull break after holding all those support levels. And the weekly time frame could potentially be a bull flag as well, looking at the low of the bounce to the high of the bounce and how much we've pulled back at this point. So looking at VIX here, however you draw the falling wedge setup, a lot of those drawings would have bull breaks taking place, but for me, price level is king, and we rejected from 1470 with a double top. So 1470 is now the most important level, and as far as support goes, we're looking down at 1310 and 1220. So if the bulls are going to get any kind of follow through, we have to get over 1470 for TVIX and UVXY to get some life for the bulls. But at this point, it's an equilibrium. Low, high, higher low, double top, and now the bulls have to hold 1220 to keep the higher low intact. That's the most important support level for me. And at this point, the bulls are attempting this daily trend change. When's the last time we saw a daily higher low and higher high? It was back here in May on that very quick bull breakout. Gold, daily inside bar. If it breaks bearish, we're still looking for a daily higher low compared to 1400. But look where we closed on this inside bar. And if you look at silver, And where silver closed on its inside bar, it's a much different story and it's holding on much better. So again, if we're using our chart for comparison, XAU XAG, to let us know who's stronger, gold or silver. And right now we're still dumping, which means silver is very rapidly gaining on gold. And over these 6 days, we've pretty much taken back 2 months of the ground that gold had gained. That being said, we are daily oversold, and when you get to daily oversold after coming off of a massive bull move, you look for a bounce. So I would expect gold to cover some ground and to regain some ground against silver, keeping in mind that that does not mean it has to be on the way up. If gold and silver both break their inside bars on the daily bearish and silver pulls back more than gold, that's going to see this chart bounce. So keeping an eye on the downtrend of this chart, 4-hour lower highs very clear. 88.60, 88.70 is the most important resistance level short term for me. And if we were to see that break, that would tell us that gold is back to gaining on silver. So at this point, exponential resistance is on watch. And it's going to be very interesting the next 2 days to see if we do get a bounce on this chart for the gold bulls to pick it up a bit, pick up the slack. NUGT, I'm still trading it or still in it at this point. And looking at the clear triple top, essentially, it's multiple daily inside bars. So it's 36.31, 36.18, 36.20. Technically, we broke the high of Friday, but you get the idea. Higher lows the last few days. Short-term support will be 34.98. Lose that level. And daily consolidation to form a higher low will be underway. And if we break that level, the breakout continues. Oil. Potential bear flag on the daily time frame. I'm watching the 4-hour chart. And as long as the 4-hour uptrend is intact, the bear flag is not going to confirm. But if we lose the 4-hour uptrend, we will look for the odds of a daily bear flag to increase significantly. And if I were going to draw it, a little bit of a broadening pattern like that, or if I were just going to use the wicks, it would look a little different. But you get the idea. It's a channel, and it's a weaker bounce on the daily time frame, considering where we came from on the pullback. And if we lose the 4-hour uptrend, we're looking back down at 54.71, our recent low. Natural gas has a short-term bounce underway. This is the bulls having to show up. It's now or never. If they want to see a weekly higher low form, they need to see the momentum shift on this daily. And in order to see that happen, in my opinion, it would have to look something like this, where we bounce, top out, form a higher low, and then see continuation, changing the daily trend. And if that daily trend changes, the weekly higher low will be set, and it will be all about 250 key resistance as the bulls attempt a weekly trend change. One green day is not enough. We definitely need follow through and a daily trend change for us to take these bulls seriously, but it is something to be keeping an eye on for the end of July and early August. That's where we stand heading into tomorrow. Keep an eye on volume. When SPY is an inside bar in a tight range with low volume, you do not want to be actively trading. Maybe looking in the first hour and a half in the morning to find a couple names that have volatility. There's always a few names that have good setups, whether it's Netflix, quick oversold bounce, BYND, breakout to all-time highs. There's individual names doing things, but just the market as a whole, I know that when we have a day like today, pump the brakes, take one trade. I traded Netflix today, and I did end up taking some BYND puts for a quick flip. I actually traded a few things. I made 4 trades today, but they were all very, very short term, very protective, because I made my day maker on Netflix real early, and then I was real protective on every other trade, and certainly was pretty picky on those trades. There were just a few that smacked me right in the face, so I took them. So we'll check in tomorrow. Do good things. Hope you're well. See you then. Raised bed update. Put another 3 in over the weekend. We got the mulch paths going. These guys are all full of their manure and rotting wood and ashes and charcoal. And now just have to add stuff to these ones. Already added some charcoal, need some rotting wood. So then after this row, we'll start another row, and we'll probably start going perpendicular to avoid the shade of that big tree. Got a swing that we're gonna put up made out of cedar, and put that there and trellis some stuff up of the side of the swing. And then we'll put more raised beds there. That's the update.